Tekken has been around for almost 3 decades. The arcade version of Tekken 1 came out in Japan in September of 1994, and nowadays it's the only 3D fighter series that's truly alive. But what is the appeal of Tekken? Why do people keep coming back to it? How does it attract a new audience? Ask any fan of Tekken which track from this series is their favorite. Chances are you won't get any identical answers at all. The soundtrack has always been one of the standout features of the Tekken series. The composers behind Tekken have always been adept at capturing the trends of the time, infusing the game's soundtrack with contemporary beats, electronic influences, and even rock, jazz, and orchestral elements. Just listen to some of these examples. Chill and jazzy Nina theme from Tekken 2. Incredibly hype Jin theme from Tekken 3. A masterpiece of a theme from Moonlit Wilderness in Tekken 5. Final round theme from the Jungle Outpost in Tekken 7. Bandai Namco understood the assignment for the 8th game as well. Just listen to how hard this goes. No sugarcoating detected. What we're trying to convey is that music in Tekken is never just a background noise. It fits the stages, it fits the characters, and it fits the gameplay as well, constantly motivating you towards action, to never give up, to seize the moment and take the final step. The tracks are designed to pump up the adrenaline, making each fight feel like an epic showdown. You know how good it feels when you do the soundtrack justice and do something extraordinary in the final round yourself. Sound design and voice acting play a crucial role as well. The impactful sound effects of punches, kicks, and special moves enhance the feeling of power and intensity. You won't ever mistake the juicy sound of a counter hit landing to anything else. And there's a reason why became so iconic. Having a colorful cast of memorable characters could be a meme at this point. Every game, fighting game or otherwise, has that as a baseline. What sets Tekken apart is just how full of character and personality they are, how good their designs and visual language is, and most importantly, how well they adopt the fighting style they're based on. And there are layers to this. If you look at Hwoarang, he's recognizably a Taekwondo practitioner. His stances are faithful and his moves have enough visual cues to be recognized. But at the same time, he's not constrained by what's real and is able to chain kicks in the air and overhead kick you to oblivion. This is what makes Tekken special, a fun blend of careful, faithful recreation of real martial arts blended into more fantastical elements. Law is a perfect homage to Bruce Lee. Lei Wulong is Jackie Chan through and through. Real Taido masters worked on breathing life into Reina, and Eddie Gordo's entire existence is a tribute to capoeira as a martial art. The developers are adding Lydia Sobieska, a practitioner of no-nonsense, no superpower style of karate, to a game where two guys can turn into literal winged demons. A French guy can teleport, a Japanese vagabond jumps on his sword, and other feats of extraordinary ability are performed, and it all mixes together well. That's the essence of Tekken. All of the above mentioned things would be worthless if the gameplay was bad. Not even bad, but unsatisfying. Whether by intent, by chance, or as a side effect of wanting to have a game be like Virtua Fighter but not really, Tekken has always been set up to be highly accessible and intuitive in controls for anyone, but at the same time having depth and mechanics to be studied and mastered for years by the top players. When you pick up a controller for the first time and press the buttons, it becomes instantly apparent that the square and triangle are for the left punch and right punch, and cross and circle are for left kick and right kick. Then you learn that directional inputs change what kind of moves your character performs, so what you do is press them repeatedly, and lo and behold, those moves flow into each other, creating strings and taking good chunks of your opponent's health. But you don't know what exactly you just pressed, so you mash those buttons in hopes of repeating the same moves. You find moves and strings that feel especially good and work especially well. You memorize those, and you find some other strings that go well with those you memorized. It's a combo. Learning happens, and in the blink of an eye you're facing Arslan Ash in the top 8 of the Tekken World Tour Finals. Jokes aside, the learning curve of Tekken is incredibly satisfying. Every small step you take yields noticeable results. From randomly mashing versus a CPU opponent, to using moves that work well, to stringing up makeshift combos, getting a feel for the game in general. Every step you take brings you closer to that meme of a guy being too good versus your friends but too bad online. But that step is also something that can be overcome. It, however, requires a conscious effort to get better, instead of learning by experience, which still stays valid and relevant, mind you. Every character has a move list of several dozens of moves, and each of those moves interacts differently with various characters. Learning the matchups, the way to punish and not to get punished, executing combos without thinking, this is all a part of advanced Tekken. And getting good at this is no less satisfying than the first time you beat your mate who suggested you pick up Tekken in the first place. Getting any good in Tekken is incredibly satisfying, and there is always someone better to set your goals to beat them. The Tekken community is one of the largest and most active, up there with the likes of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Oh, never mind. The fan base is incredibly passionate, and you can find all kinds of fans. Those who love and enjoy gameplay first and foremost. You can talk to them about the intricacies of landing 10 electrics in a row, or how unsafe Devil Jin's Hell Sweep is. There are those who can recite the lore of Tekken from the very first game, and would love to discuss the direction Tekken 8's story went in with you. There are esports fans who follow every tournament. Artists, musicians, cosplayers, you name it. Tekken's got it. And what's incredibly valuable, this is not a one-sided love affair. Harada and the rest of the devs actively engage with the community, highlight its members, discuss or explain things, and sometimes even listen to it. Games getting constant support isn't really something new, but many of us fell in love with the series back when you played what you got. But nowadays we see even fans of the rival games give Tekken a chance, simply because they know that the devs won't abandon the game down the line. The balance patches will be coming, and the outliers will be beaten down with a nail bat. Esports appeal is also something that can't be underestimated. Among those fans that we mentioned before are even those who don't play Tekken at all, but still watch the competitive matches because pro-level Tekken is just something else. It's very dynamic, the commentators are incredibly good, and the level of players like Arslan Ash, Ni, Olsen, John Ding is just so incredibly high, and execution is so crisp that you could almost swear characters in their hands somehow deal more damage. Of course, there are more reasons why somebody could be a Tekken player. Unrestricted character customization instead of paid costumes in other games. Fun game modes. Being a part of the community of Tekken players and having no other choice due to peer pressure. Every individual can have their own reasons. But it's undeniable that Tekken has found a way to cater to its audience and retain it very well. And all we mentioned today is a part of the series' broad appeal. But tell us, why do you love Tekken?